Hello everybody, it's Andrew Hutchings here, and I am going to do this video laying down because I was laying down, and yeah, not a doctor, not a licensed physician, not giving medical advice, and this video is why weed will ruin you. And I am not laying down because weed ruined me. I'm just laying down for other reasons. So weed, I remember hearing when I was younger that weed will make you lazy. It's going to sap your motivation, blah, blah, blah. I didn't believe it. I didn't have the experience to even you need experience and you need to know pharmacology. If you only have one or the other, it doesn't matter so much. It's sad. Even medical doctors, they know all this stuff on paper, but they don't know what it actually translates into in reality. And that there is key. With the notification. So the reason weed will wreck you or ruin you or whatever and is really simple. And to be honest, I don't know the mechanism that it does this, 'cause I don't care. I haven't looked into it in probably 9 years. It's just not relevant to me. I'm not trying to develop something that works slightly different. If I was tasked with developing something, I would look into all this stuff. But bottom line is that weed, whatever combination of stuff is in it, ends up resulting in an increase in dopamine and other neurotransmitters. When you have that increase, you get accustomed to getting it. And normal things that release, I'm just going to sum it all up as pleasure, reward, because it's like a combination of both. They can't compete very well. So if you can just put some weed in your pipe, smoke it, and you get instant gratification, that's a good way to put it. Why would you need to work hard? Why do you need to sit down, put the work in, get something done, and then feel satisfied with yourself? You don't. You just need to smoke a bowl. Whether you realize it or not, that is what's going on. It's really that simple. So if you're thinking that weed is harmless, well, first of all, it's not harmless. It jacks up some people it doesn't, some people it does, and it also depends on the strain. There's a lot of variables. There's a lot of variables with everything, even pure chemicals, pure drugs. And marijuana is a mixture of various chemicals in various amounts. Add that on top of your very variable human biochemistry, and you've got an unpredictable tornado, storm, whatever you want to say. But for some people, at least, I'm not going to say all people, because it's definitely not all people, but weed really jacks up the heart rate. It doesn't tend to increase blood pressure too much, so it tends to dilate the blood vessels while increasing the heart rate. So while you're increasing how much is going through it, you're also increasing how much room it has, so they kind of cancel each other out. But regardless, your heart can only beat so fast. And if it's beating really fast all the time, it's not good. And if it beats really, really fast for a short amount of time, you could be in danger of a heart attack. Especially if you're older. So yeah, weed actually can... I think YouTube might filter out videos if you say this certain words. So I'll just say weed can actually end your life from the cardiac effects. But I wanted to make this video to tell you that it does impede your motivation. Of course, you could try to use it as a tool, You could try to smoke just a little tiny bit of it to give you more motivation before doing something. Like a small enough amount that you're going to get more motivation, but you're not going to get so much mind altering that you're not as good at that task. But overall, even if you do that, you'll become dependent on it, and you will need it to do that task. So it's better just not to use it in the first place. So yeah, weed, it may not be heroin, may not be meth, but it's still not good. And also there's the issue of the smoke. I know people at least used to like to say, oh, weed smoke isn't bad for your lungs. What the hell are you talking about? Of course it is. It's smoke, it has tar, it has a bunch of junk in it. Cigarettes at least have been designed very specifically to try to minimize, I'm not saying they're good, but there's been a lot of work put into minimizing how much junk gets into your lungs. Marijuana, you may not even have any sort of, I mean, of course, if you're doing it through like a quadruple chamber bong with 12 a massive amount of percolators for each chamber, and you got ice and everything, of course that's going to be a lot better than just smoking it straight out of a pipe or a joint or whatever. So it depends on how you do that. But say you were just to smoke a joint versus smoke a cigarette, a joint is going to be a lot worse for your lungs than a cigarette, because the weed itself is going to generate a lot more combustion products than the specifically bred tobacco, and you don't have a filter. Even if you crumple up one of your rolling papers and you make a filter out of it, I mean, it kind of is a filter, it kind of isn't, but even if you do that, it's not going to be nearly as effective as a cotton filter like in a cigarette. So you're going to get a lot of tar in your lungs. Hope you like this video. Check out my other videos. Yeah, I'm yawning a lot. And, yeah, you can hire me for training, advice, coaching, plans, etc. Just whatever. Same thing with diet, same thing with supplements, same thing with chemistry, organic chemistry, chemical biology, whatever it is you want. Just not calculus or computer programming or advanced physics. I either don't like that stuff, haven't done that stuff in a long time, or I just am not that good at, no, I wouldn't say that, just haven't done that stuff in a long time, never focused, okay, it doesn't matter, just don't hire me for that stuff. And you cannot hire me for medical advice, but you can hire me to consolidate medical information and present it to you in a way that you can understand so that you can make the best, most well-informed decisions about your health, rather than blindly trust somebody else. And do me a favor and please like this video and leave a comment. I don't care, just type random stuff in the comments, but please leave a comment. Someday it'd be nice if this YouTube generated some income. Scientists make like no money. Yeah, sadly, you make more money working in Amazon than as a scientist most of the time. I could get into why that is, in my opinion, but that's the bottom line, is that scientists do not make much money, and it's very hard to get to a position where you do make much money, for reasons that I'm, again, not going to get into in this video. But it would be nice if I had an income from YouTube, that way I could do scientific research that is actually very meaningful and interesting, and it can change a lot of things. So yeah, hopefully I'll get a chance for that someday.